Rotimi and Amaechi holding night meetings, working with Atiku to unseat Tinubu. Okocha-led APC alleges. Can you imagine? So this Okocha, the factional chairman of APC in Rivers State, this is pro-Wike APC because we still have another one, is it Becker, which is also another factional APC chairman loyal to Fubara. So these two Okocha have been very loud speaking all this while, but we know that he's speaking in favor of APC and in favor of Wike as their leader. So he's now coming to say or allege that Rotimi Amaechi, who is also an APC chieftain, is holding meetings day and night, or holding night meetings and working with Atiku to unseat Tinubu. This allegation now, wow, this Okocha, I'm telling you. So it's also, even though Amaechi is an APC member, this guy is not in terms with Amaechi. That is what I can say here. But again, Amaechi himself, I know that he has a problem because he wanted to also be Nigerian president. And that is why he spent all his 8 years as Minister of Transport under Buhari to focus on developing the North rather than the Middle Belt, the South, and the South. So, which is quite unfortunate. Now, after spending all of that time satisfying the North, they threw him out and put Tinubu when the time came. And I'm sure he's also being internally wounded in terms of his emotional feelings and his disposition based on the loss in that 2023 presidential election. So again, Amaechi is somebody that his interest also drives him. He's not to be trusted because even when he was a governor, he used the River State money to support the North. I'm telling you. And now when he finished as a governor and when as a minister, he used all his time there getting northern titles and focusing more on developing the North than the Middle Belt and the South. Now he has been thrown out. He can't speak. Now he's trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do according to Tony Okocha. Let's get into the details to see more from Okocha's assertions. The All Progressive Congress APC in Rivers State has been embroiled in crisis, which is traceable to 2018 when the Supreme Court banned it from being part of the 2019 general election in the state. Since then, the party has not fully recovered as it has moved from one problem to another. Okay, so in this exclusive interview with Daily Post, Mr. Chibuike Ikenga, the spokesperson of the faction of the party led by Tony Okocha, opens up on how it all began, especially the role played by former Governor Chibuike Amaechi, chances of Governor Siminalayi Fubara returning to BRICS House in 2027, and the melting relationship between FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and Peter Odili and other things you need to see. So APC had these challenges for a long time now. I am a founding member of the APC. We started this around 2012. I have been here till date. I am the publicity secretary of the party. So it didn't come without hard work. APC started very well, but the leadership at that time mismanaged the fortunes of the party as a result of irreconcilable differences between the leaders. The governor then, Rotimi Amaechi, and a few others who disagreed. So that's what weakened the party and made it impossible for it to win elections. So the APC became a serial loser of elections until 2023 when the president emerged and won in Rivers State. So that was how the crisis began. And then they ask a question again, why is there no peace in sight in Rivers APC? And can the two factions ever come together to form a formidable force? I understand these two factions are Becker factions and Tony Okocha faction. And the Kinga's response is there's no factional APC. The party is supreme. So if some people have lost their positions on grounds of anti-party and gross ineptitude, which also diminish the fortunes of the party, and the national leadership of the party thought it wise to dissolve them, because the constitution of the party provides that the National Executive Committee of the party take the decision on how the party is run, and can sometimes cede their power to National Working Committee, cede their power to National Working Committee as well. And in this case, the National Executive Committee did cede their power to the National Working Committee. The Executive Committee, okay, as required by the law, to dissolve the State Working Committee. So minutes of the National Executive Committee meeting are there. INEC was there, so they ceded their power to dissolve the ESCO that had become controversial, and instituted the Critical Committee with clear mandate. So I know that the court had decided there is a subsisting Supreme Court judgment that says that courts are barred from participating in internal affairs of political parties. So every decision that is not linked with the Supreme Court decision is null and void. Just like I said earlier, there's no faction in Rivers APC, but there are some people who are angry because they are angry. So you construe it as factionalization. That's not correct. I have told you that some persons who were in control of the structures of the party from inception, some of them did contest elections, and even from the national up to the local government level, and have lost the opportunities of clinching power. And then, politics, they say, is dynamic. So a lot of things have happened. There are some new entrants. There are some people who exited the party, and there is alignment and a realignment. And then gradually some people have found out that some persons they hold in high esteem are feather or paperweight. So people are beginning to realign, and then things are moving in such a way that some people who are strong enough are beginning to grab the structure of the party. So that's why if they have lost in that power struggle, they now tend to align with the governor Fubara to see to what extent they can use the judiciary to torpedo what APC is doing. But it is only a temporary setback. APC is won in Rivers. Can you imagine? So what this guy now is trying to put here is about the issue in Rivers State. Okay, and say, can you elaborate on issues with Rotimi Amaechi, and why can't Ganduje bring the APC leader on board? So, and this is where he made that statement. I was the leader of the party in this Amaechi local government. I don't like to discuss Amaechi, but sometimes I will not shy away from it. Amaechi himself knows that someone like me, I put in everything and laid down my life for the success of the APC. He has the larger chunk of the blame for the fortunes of the APC in Rivers. It is my belief, and I am convinced that he mismanaged the support he had. It is my belief, in capital letters, that he mismanaged the support that was freely given to him, and I know he knows that's the fact. There are too many problems, If you are in politics, you don't assume you know everything. Once you continue to assume that power and ideas only come from you, down, from up and down, without also knowing that ideas can come from down up, of course, you have a challenge. Now, when all believe that you know everything, nobody can say anything, nobody can advise, you have a challenge knowing you believe that whatever you say is final, nobody can challenge you. That's a major problem. Okay, you win some, you lose some. Compromises here and there. The people don't join political parties because I didn't join APC because I love Amaechi's face. I joined the party at that time with him, believing that when we support him to win, that at least I will be able to support my community to develop, attract projects and all services to my people, and develop myself too. So not because I love him that much. Yes, in the course of our relationship, we may have developed love, but the major thing is interest. Exactly. So when that interest can no longer be carried together, then we can go separate ways. I remember you ask anybody, I can remember you ask anybody, I told him, I said, Oga, let me tell you for your information, the reason why I am in this party is because of you. I said, any day my interest is no longer protected, I will leave. I told him that severally, and when it became obvious that my interest was no longer protected, I resigned from the leadership 6 months before the presidential election, and the state shook. When I resigned, he never called me. Back to what we are saying, it is because a lot of them have lost the grip of the party. They are in serious quagmire. They don't know what to do other than to align with the governor of Fubara to see how they can use Rivers High Court to stop what we are doing. But take note, Rivers High Court is just the inferior court to, of course, to the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. Can you imagine what this one is saying? In the comment section, somebody said, that's good. After all, Wike normally holds series of meetings with PDP and still working with Tinubu. It is a good news. Amaechi, keep it up. Okay. Oh. Whether Nigerians like it or not, Atiku Abubakar is our next president of Nigeria in 2027, and Peter Obi is our next vice president of Nigeria in 2027. I have spoken, and so shall it be. Are you God? There is no God. There is no God. God does not exist, not at all. All those people that are talking bad about Atiku, Abubakar, and Peter Obi, you better reconcile with them now, because the two in quote will rule us in Nigeria in 2027. Do not question the gods of the ancestors, the gods of my forefathers, the supreme being, and the supernatural powers. It is done. I have spoken, and so shall it be. There is no God. You are a loss. I'm telling you, this man has gone not. For you to say there is no God, it means that you are not ready to succeed. It means that anybody that undermines God, his end will come fast. So better be careful when you say there's no God. Because you did not make yourself, you did not create yourself. And you see, after you are created, you are not also not sustaining yourself. It's God that is sustaining you. So better retract your statement because of politics. Don't say what you should not say. As I said, this man has chosen to remain boy just because of hands out from Wike and Tinubu. Of course, that is what Okocha is and his people. Tony Okocha, you always like to make noise using Tinubu's name. You should know that Aso Rock is not Tinubu's father's house nor his inheritance. Any person can challenge him and win him, as Buhari did to Jonathan in 2015 general election. Please stop disturbing us with such noise as this and allow us to read better news. I beg you. Can you imagine? Okocha's recognition of Chibuike's power is interesting. You cannot infringe on his right of association. He's playing knee. Can you imagine? How have you been to any of the night meetings, Okocha? Ask Amo. Now, what there? What is behind the relationship with Wike? Some people can't respect their age. The question is, have you been attending the night meetings with them? You better say it now before it is too late. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment over what Tony Okocha has said about Amaechi trying to unseat Tinubu in 2027.